Hey guys, I have arrived at Aldi for this next Whole30 haul. I start week 3 on Monday and I need to get some provisions. My last 2 videos were hauled at Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, and I wanted to show you can get everything you need for a Whole30 at Aldi, very reasonably priced. A really nice lady gave me a card. I was so grateful because I didn't have a quarter. So I stopped and checked out the Aldi finds, which they had posted right there in the doorway. They had some great deals, and I was thinking maybe I'll pick up a few things. They had chrome shelving for $39.99, and they also had a 6-cup rice cooker for $12.99. I checked out the what do you call that, vanity tray. That was $7.99. Now when I went inside, I didn't see any vanity trays, unfortunately, but oh well, I'll get one somewhere else. When you enter Aldi, you enter the junk food aisle, to put it mildly. They had lots of chips and salsa, but not just junk food. They had a great wine collection. Aldi has a nice variety of wines if you drink alcohol. They had the popcorn. I really like those baked pea snacks. They're so good, but I need to avoid them on this Whole30. So I make my way down the aisle and look at some of the other goodies that they have. That was they had a lot of items for baking there. I should have picked up some of those raisins. I just noticed that. They have a lot of items for baking. They had a lot of organic items too. For example, almond flour, very reasonably priced at Aldi. They also had chia seeds, and I just picked up some chia seeds from Trader Joe's a little while ago, and I don't like them, unfortunately. So, but I've been experimenting with chia pudding. Maybe I'll go back and get them from Aldi. They had the whole flax seeds, which are really easy to grind, and I think those flax seeds were only about $1.69. So I passed through all of the baked, the box cake mixes, and hit upon the oils. They had avocado oil. That bottle was $6.99. I picked up some of that, and it's organic. They also had toasted sesame oil, which I already have, so I did not buy any of that. And they had organic coconut oil. The Simple Nature is the Aldi brand, so I picked up a jar of that. And I also bought the Simple Nature extra virgin olive oil because I needed some more of that. So I was able to get a few items for my pantry, and that ghee. Now Aldi ghee tastes really good. I have 2 jars of ghee. I had one of those in the pantry, didn't realize it, and bought some more at Whole Foods. They also had another variety, extra virgin olive oil, which I passed that up because, I'm a creature of habit and I like using what I've been using. Now Aldi has protein bars, gluten-free snacks. That's what the camera was focused on a second ago. I made my way down to the spice aisle because I wanted some black peppercorns. I've been watching cooking videos. I like America's Test Kitchen. Oh, that everything bagel seasoning is pretty good. You can put that on just about anything, not just bread, as you know. Now I have a different brand of everything bagel seasoning, not that particular one, but I find that the Aldi spices are pretty good. They're pretty fresh. I think there's a good turnover because the price is so low. Aldi also had pure vanilla extract, and it wasn't even $4. Now it wasn't Whole30 because it did have alcohol in it, but that's a really good price. Now what you see there is the peppercorns. I wanted the peppercorns. I wanted to be able to grind them, and because I think the flavor is better when they're freshly ground. At least that's what they say on America's Test Kitchen. Anyhow, So I continue making my way down the aisle. Now Aldi has eggs. They are organic and cage free, and I think they were $2.79, somewhere thereabouts. I already had eggs, so I didn't pick up any. Those eggs do taste good, by the way. And they had regular eggs for 49 cents a dozen. Aldi's carries almond milk and coconut milk. They had the Califia coconut and almond milk blend, which initially I thought it was Whole30 compliant, but it is not, because it had monk fruit sweetener in it. So when I'm not doing a Whole30, I may give that a try, because monk fruit is a pretty good sweetener. Aldi's carries coconut milk. I think it was $1.79, pretty good price for that. And then I made my way down and picked up some orange juice. That is just plain orange juice. The ingredient on the label is oranges. And so if I could just focus the camera on the orange juice, I kept going down, and let me tell you, the Skyr is really delicious. It's an Icelandic yogurt. It is only 99 cents, and it tastes really good. That's a really good price for Skyr, and the Aldi's brand just tastes just fine. It's not low carb, so if you're watching carbs, then it may have a little bit too much sugar in it. Now Aldi carries Never Any uncured bacon. That's the pork bacon. I really wanted some turkey bacon, and typically they have the turkey bacon, but lately I haven't seen it at Aldi, and it is really delicious. They did have a turkey bacon, but that was not the brand that I wanted, so I passed up the bacon. The last time I went shopping, I picked up the wrong bacon. It was pork bacon, and oh well, I'll just have to deal with it. It won't go to waste, but I really would have preferred the turkey bacon. So I just kept on making my way down to the organic lettuce and salad green. So I picked up some organic mixed salad green, and that was, I believe it was spinach, chard, and something else. But picked that up, and that is a really good, that's the kale. I bought a bag of organic kale. So I'll be cooking that at some point this week. And another thing I wanted to show you was the Asian chopped salad kit. It is so good, but the dressing's not Whole30. On to the meat section. So went over to check out the poultry and decided to pick up a pack of chicken thighs, which are just so tasty. I made chicken thighs the other day, and it came out so good. I put coconut aminos on there and some Chinese 5-spice seasoning. I also picked up some ground turkey, a pound, and a pack of ground chicken, which I don't typically cook with ground chicken, but it'll be something new. Now, if you eat beef, Aldi has excellent prices on beef and excellent cuts of beef. In the past, when I could eat beef, I wish I could, because ribeye was my favorite cut of steak. I bought steak at Aldi, and it was absolutely delicious. Now, they have organic ground beef, 100% grass-fed, and that was sourced from, I think, Australia and Uruguay and the United States. So if you want all of your meat sourced from one place, then you may want to go choose a different brand. They also had boneless lamb roast. I really like lamb, but I also like it with the bone in. I prefer chop, or I prefer a rack, so I passed on that. They had ground pork, as well as a variety of pork chops. Aldi has a great selection of meat. I made my way over to the seafood section to check out what they had in stock. They had salmon and tilapia. They also had some salmon that was already seasoned, but I didn't want to do that. I like to season my own fish. And there I was, looking through the packages, because I don't know what it is about not taking the one that's right on the top. I purchased the salmon for $18.92, and I thought that was a pretty good price for that. So I continued on my way and discovered the grapefruit juice for $2.89. That looked like a really great price. And then I saw something that I hadn't seen before. Guys, I'm sorry about the camera angles. They had an egg replacement, a vegan egg replacement, just egg, only it's plant-based. And they had these egg thins made with cauliflower, which are like a wrap, gluten-free, keto, all of that, and it looked like it was Whole30 compliant, so I picked up some of that. And I was in the pasta aisle, and I almost never eat pasta anymore. Now there's some imitation crab meat, and I don't know what about imitation crab meat. I don't know why it tastes so good sometimes. It was totally not Whole30 compliant. I did not buy any of that. And it had a variety of cheeses, and Aldi actually has some really good cheese. You ought to check out the cheese sometime. And they had the bread, so I'm totally, not gonna I'm not going to get any bread. I'm not going to have the temptation of bread in the house. They had plenty of lemons and Meyer lemons, and I didn't get any of that because I have a whole jar of just fresh lemon juice because it saves me time. They had cherries. They had a really nice selection of fruit, cherries and grapes and blueberries. The blueberries were not organic, so they did have organic blueberries, but those right there for I think $149 or $169 were not organic, so I passed on the blueberries. They had strawberries. I think blueberries are on the top, the dirty 10 list. Those items you absolutely should get organic if you could afford them. I did stop and pick up some apples because I like apples and I like to eat apples with almond butter. It's a nice snack for me and it's Whole30 compliant. I like to get the freshly ground almond butter. Let's see, those were some dates. I picked up some dates. Sometimes, I bought dates at Aldi, and sometimes I struck gold, and other times I didn't. So I just don't buy dates at Aldi anymore. I think it's that particular brand. I did pick up some of those little cherry tomatoes to go with my salad this week, and so those are going to be really tasty in my salad. They had avocados at a great price, I think 69 cents per avocado, but I had already purchased some, so I didn't buy any more avocados. And they had lots of other vegetables. I picked up a cabbage. I really want to make a cauliflower dish, but I know me, so I just left it there because it'll go bad. I have all these aspirations of making a great cauliflower dish. I already had plenty of carrots and celery. I did pick up a cabbage though because roast cabbage is so good. You just chop it, make sure it's rinsed, of course, pull those leaves off, and then season simply with salt and pepper and olive oil, kosher salt, and maybe some coconut aminos, and roast it, and it's so delicious. Who would have thought that cabbage would taste so good? So without further ado, I'm going to walk through what I picked up at Aldi. I spent $118.68 and got a lot of organic items and a lot of food. I also splurged on a few things that they don't typically have, and I like to pick it up when they do carry them. So I bought a pepper grinder, and I picked up some organic marinara sauce. It is really good. It's Whole30 compliant, and I use it as a base for sauces, for meat, for fish. It's just really tasty. I also picked up 4 cans of tuna in water, and they since some of the tuna actually read that it had soy or whatever in it, I'm going to trust that this does not have soy in it. And I think I can't remember how much this tuna was. Now, I also bought this skipjack tuna. Now, this also says skipjack tuna on it. This is, I think, $129 or $179. Anyway, it's about $1 cheaper than what you buy at Trader Joe's. So yeah, and she rang them all up for 68 cents now that I look at it. So that's a really good price for tuna fish, 68 cents. I bought some avocado oil. Obviously that'll last for a while. Some olive oil and some coconut oil. I also picked up this organic chicken bone broth. Low sodium. It looks like it's Whole30 compliant from the ingredients. So yeah, that'll I'm just gonna try it, see what, I'll cook with it and see how it works for me. I have been waiting for them to have this mango LaCroix. It is so good. It is my favorite. And sometimes I top it off with a little orange juice. I have been trying to get in the habit of having some frozen vegetables on hand so that I can quickly throw a meal together. Frozen, the California mint was good. And I usually, I don't have a microwave anymore, so I usually cook this in a little bit of water or broth, add some ghee and a little bit of salt and pepper, and it's really good. Also picked up some broccoli. Now I splurged on the crab legs. So this is 1.5 pounds of crab legs for $16.99. They're really good. I just put them in a deep pan with a little water, and I season with garlic, fresh garlic, and just a little bit of seasoning, some ghee, and cook it covered at 350 for about 20 minutes, and the crab legs are absolutely delicious. I also bought some jumbo scallops, and the scallops are really good. I just thaw them and cook them in the pan and with a little seasoning, and they are actually delicious. And those were only $10. That's a really good price for scallops and for crab legs. I picked up a big family pack of salmon, fresh, never frozen. Now it is a product of Chile. They did have the wild caught salmon frozen, and that was only $3.99. So you could have, take your pick, right? I like the fresh salmon. I picked up some organic bananas, some orange juice, and then I picked up chicken thighs, ground turkey, and ground chicken. Now, these little egg thins made with cauliflower, I've never used these before. I guess they're in place of a tortilla, so we'll just see. You got to keep them refrigerated, and it says consume within 7 days of opening. There are, let's see, how many, 8 wraps in here, so we'll see how those taste. I bought some apples. I bought a cabbage. I bought some of these tomatoes for salad, organic mixed greens, some green beans, because I want to make some garlic green beans, and some organic kale. So I think I did pretty good for $118, considering that I picked up, this is $26, well, $27 worth of seafood right here. And, these pantry items, the oils, this is about $10, maybe $15 worth of oil. So, everybody is on a budget. I'm on a budget as well. Had I not picked up these pantry items and this seafood, then it would have been easily, $50 less? Yeah, about $50 less for all the other food, which is a pretty good amount of food for one person or even 2 people. Now if you have a family of 4, or 3, you're obviously going to be spending more on groceries. And pretty much everything that I bought, to my knowledge, is Whole30 compliant. So you don't have to go to the higher end stores such as Whole Foods, or even Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is, more reasonable price than Whole Foods for certain things, but a different price point than Aldi. The point is, you can totally do a Whole30, watch your budget, get really good quality food, get organic food, and eat well for those 30 days. So that concludes my haul. I'm very excited to be going into week 3. My week 3 will start on Monday, and I just want to have a really strong finish. I feel good. My sleep is improving. It's getting deeper. My clothes are fitting better. My bras fit better. Everything's fitting better. So I'm just real excited to keep going forward and hopefully make this a lifestyle change. So that's a view of the haul, and I spent $118.68 at Aldi. I hope all is well in your world. Be blessed. See you next time. Bye bye.